I could have been the kind to say my story was a little too tough and quit the show without a fight. But deep in my heart and mind, I know that when the story gets rough, there's a lot of love here by my side. And the love shines down upon me like a spotlight.
First of all, I know many of you are familiar with the Front Row Foundation, and you've heard it mentioned several times throughout the event. I want to tell you just in a brief second what it is, if nobody has explained this to you. But the Front Row Foundation helps people who have a critical health challenge to see the event of their dreams from a front row experience. Now, how many of you have ever been front row at an event? It's hard to describe, isn't it? But a very different energy in the front row, right? Front row, all right. You're in the moment. You're right there.
It's my extreme pleasure to introduce a very special young lady, Marisa Johnson. I was blessed to be able to take Marisa and her family and friends out last night on behalf of the Front Row Foundation, which was started by Mr. Roman. Marisa was born with cystic fibrosis, and she's been battling it her entire life. When you see her, you will have absolutely no clue that she has this disease. She hides her cough when she can. She slips her medication when no one's looking. She downplays the daily treatments that take at least 2 hours every single day of her life. She's a fun, energetic, intelligent, wonderful person. And in the brief day that I got to spend with her, I found out that she is tough. Beyond the countless pills and breathing treatments 3 times a day, I was told yesterday that she has to put on a customized vest that they made that literally pounds her body. And they showed me how hard. It's basically like getting smacked. And it pounds her entire body for 30 minutes a day, 3 times a day. She's in and out of the hospital regularly. Sometimes she's there for weeks at a time. And as told to me by her family and friends, she never, ever complains. And I can see that just knowing her for the day that I have. Unfortunately, she lost her little sister Wellsley to the same disease 7 years ago. You know, when I met this remarkable person and her great family, I instantly knew that we would hit it off and that we would have a great time. And we did. We had an absolute blast yesterday. But as the night went on, I'll tell you, I fell in love with these people. It was truly one of the greatest nights of my life. Not because of the event that we were at, but that was a ton of fun, but because of the friendships that we created. And I truly hope that we can continue our relationship for years to come. Please help me bring up Marisa Johnson, her father, X, and her stepmother, Tracy. Let's give them a great round of applause. Come on up.
I feel famous. Thank you. Thank you, front row. Good night. No. I think Jeff said so much. He explained a lot of basically why I was given the opportunity to be a part of the Front Row Foundation. These lights are so bright, I can't see anybody. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of nice. Oh, no. Now this is nerve-wracking. Anyways, so I was born with cystic fibrosis. It's a genetic disease, and I was diagnosed at birth. And 4.5 years later, when my sister was born, she was also diagnosed. Like Jeff was saying, I have always been given treatments, just airway clearance, before that vest that he was talking about was introduced about 10 years ago. My parents would always pound on us, and just to kind of clear our airways of the secretions. And that's basically what CF, what it does to you, is it clogs up your airways so much until your body just can't really fight it anymore. So getting a cold can be so much more dramatic and detrimental than it would be to somebody who has a healthy immune system. So, and it was just our life, going to the hospital, taking our pills and getting our treatments. It was just what it was. And it wasn't until I was 21 and my sister was 16 that we were really shown what CF can actually do and how devastating it can be. And that's when my sister got the flu. And about 4 months later, she had a lung transplant. And my parents were actually donors. It was called a living lobar double lobar lung transplant. And that's where they took out my sister's lungs and replaced them with one lobe from my dad and one lobe from my mom. And she did amazing for a full year, almost a year and a half. And that was when she started getting recurring bouts of pneumonia. And about 6 months later, she passed away a few months before her high school graduation. So it's really, I know how blessed I am, because I know there's so many people who deal with such horrific things, like the little girl that we saw earlier who passed away and lost her battle with a brain tumor. But it's foundations like the Front Row Foundation and companies like Cutco. You guys are such great sponsors of the Front Row Foundation, and it's allowed me to go on a fantastic, go to a concert that was so amazing and be hosted by Jeff, who is so fun. I would love for him to be my best friend, because I've never ordered so many desserts and appetizers and everything. And I mean, we had 4 creme brulees. And as well, that's in addition to every other dessert that was on the menu. I'm a sweet freak, and it was fantastic. So, but anyways, I just want to thank you guys so much for your part in the foundation, because it really, really was an amazing day, and it was a day to completely forget about, my life, I guess, basically, or at least the rough parts of my life. And so I just want to thank you guys so much.
Awesome job.
I'm sitting in the front, making all these memories. I'm sitting in the front.
We have ice cream scoops for all 3 of you, as well as Scott and Andrea. We also have a pair of shears. She's got to have those to cut pennies, right? We have a garlic press, and we have the pizza cutter, all for Marisa.
The support of this group has been tremendous, as we've been saying countless times. And I just want to say to Jim Stitt that there are 10,000 reasons why I want to say thank you to you tonight. And can we give Jim Stitt a round of applause also?